Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So based off the title, today we're going to be talking about subjective versus objective data. And when I was in nursing school, we learned about that, and I guess, I learned about it again in FNP school. And now I completely understand it, but when I was in nursing school, I just couldn't grasp the difference in between the two. So I just thought I would go ahead and make a video just kind of simplifying it to the best of my ability to see if it can help others in case you guys are a little bit confused, which is totally fine. So I'll go ahead and start with subjective data. So if you're a nurse practitioner, whatever, you're going to obviously have to ask your patient some questions. So I'm going to do it as an NP. And this could or could not apply to nursing students, but you can kind of get the idea of the difference between the two. So if I'm the nurse practitioner and I'm talking to my patient, of course I have to get their chief complaint, their history of present illness, do a review of systems before I even do an examination on them. So if I'm asking the patient, do you have a fever? Do you have a headache? Do you feel this? Do you feel that? That is subjective information that your patient is telling you, okay? I didn't check to see if she had a fever. I didn't do different exams or anything like that. This is all information that your patient is giving to you. So during a review of systems, there's a lot of questions that you have to ask as an NP or a provider to help rule in and rule out different pertinent data depending on the system that you're talking about. So anything that they tell you is going to be subjective information. How are they feeling? Is there any change in weight? Are they fatigued? Are they experiencing, headache, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, whatever it is? That's information that they are telling you. So that is subjective data. Objective data are examinations that I do on the patient and get data from that. So if I go and take the patient's temperature and it's 98, that is objective data. That's from the examination that I did, and that's the information that I did. So that is objective data. So if I go ahead and I look at their eyes and I look at their fundus and I look at their physiological cup, or if I'm looking at using the otoscope to check their ears and I'm looking at the tympanic membrane, if it's pearly white tympanic membrane, that is objective data because that is the physical exam of what I am doing. So anything that I check, I monitor, I do an exam on a patient, that data that I conduct from that examination is objective data. And we're only talking about subjective and objective today because assessment and planning is pretty much really different between NPs and nurses as far as what to put within those and how you go about them later. But as far as general purposes, that's subjective and objective data, and that's half of your SOAP note. So if you really understand those two things, it's really, really helpful because it's not a matter of, I need to place this here, I need to place this here. It's because when you translate that so that you write it in a note and then some other provider sees it or another healthcare worker sees it, it's more organized and it's a way where they can understand and they know exactly where to go to find the information that they need to find. It's not just a matter of, you're not placing it in the right place. It's a matter so that if they need to see what is their health history, that's going to be different than from what, I don't know if you can hear that thunder, but it's pretty loud, sorry. Florida, of course. But anyways, so it's important to not only know what to put in each section, but it's important that it's correctly placed because if, for example, if you listen to the lungs and you put that in the subjective data, and if another provider needs to see what you had done and they're looking for it in the objective portion of your SOAP note, it's a waste of time. They need to know that anything that they need to check that's objective related is in that section. So if you know the difference between the two, it'll be easier for you to place them in their respective places. So I hope that simplified it for you. It's just a short little video, but again, subjective data is whatever the patient is telling you. Are they telling you, I'm not feeling well, I'm fatigued, I'm this, I'm that? That is subjective data. Objective data is what you're doing on the patient as far as an examination, and that data that you get from what you're doing is your objective data. So again, if I do their vitals, if I listen to their lungs, if I percuss their lungs, if I palpate their abdominal wall near the abdomen area and I feel like a mass or anything, that information is objective data. So I hope that, guys, helped you. Thank you again so much for watching. As always, if you feel like you have a topic that you'd like me to discuss, please feel free to reach out. If you also have a more personal topic that you want to talk to me about in your nursing journey, please feel free to email me. You don't need to put your information out there in the comments. It's totally fine. I'm good with an email. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember to always believe in yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.